Hello, welcome back to your Bachelorette recap. I'm Elena.
I'm Amanda.
Today we are covering the final Rose episode of The Bachelorette.
Last week was Men Tell All, and
Nothing happened.
really didn't miss a whole lot.
This week, we're down to the three finalists, Brian, Peter, Eric, and starts back off from last week. Peter and them talking on their date. He ends up getting the fantasy suite, and then it's off to Brian's date. He gets the fantasy suite. And that's pretty much it before that rose ceremony, and Eric goes home because she doesn't believe that he's ready for marriage, even though he says he is.
She starts off that rose ceremony saying that she doesn't want a boyfriend at the end of this. So it's basically talking to Peter, but then she sends Eric home and keeps Peter.
Seems random. All right. So then after that...
This is going to be quick, by the way.
Yeah. Then Peter and Brian get two more dates before, the final rose, the engagement part. And Brian was first. They went on like a hot air balloon ride and nothing really happened. It was just like every other date. And then Peter had his and they went horseback riding and it was like every other date. At the end of it, however, they got into a little fight about the whole proposing thing, which we've known for 5 weeks now. We don't need to talk about it anymore.
It was the exact same conversation that we've watched.
Seriously. My brain hurts. So, they're having the same conversation about how he's not ready to propose, and she's shocked by this for some reason. And they're like, well, maybe it's best we just don't do this anymore.
He did not want to break up. But he didn't want to propose because he said, this is my
7 weeks.
This is my. He only wants to do it once, and he's like, you are the correct person for me, but it's only been 7 weeks, and he wants more time to get to know her before proposing, which I don't think is too much to ask for. But I do understand that that's the whole reason why you go on this show.
But if he's the one that you really love, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. And she tells him that she loves him.
Yeah, they're crying their eyes out. They're like, I love you, but they decide to go their own ways. So she walks away, Peter's crying. And he's like, what's wrong with me? Nothing. Nothing is wrong with you, Peter. So then there's only one guy left, so I guess Brian wins by default. Yep, so next day is engagement day. So he proposes and she says yes, and that was that. That was the end.
So, during this whole process of us watching this final episode, she is in studio with studio audience and Chris Harris. So she's there watching this all with all of us. And the 3 men are there as well. So each time they had their moments, they would bring one of the guys out. Like after they left, they'd bring one of the guys out. And so Rachel and the guy would have to have this awkward conversation about stuff. Eric was pretty cool, and I have to say, looked pretty fine.
Peter was next.
And it was awkward.
And
she seemed to have a little bit of hostility towards him.
She's being a little rude. She's being petty.
And he felt that, and so did the viewing audience.
Yeah, he was apologizing for saying, like, he told her, you can have a great life with me or you can have a mediocre life with someone else, basically. And basically what every guy has said up to this point.
You're upset.
Right, and she basically said, well, I'm living my best life, fuck you, basically. So
yeah, he was like, I feel attacked. And she's like, why do you feel attacked?
So it was basically her being a little rude to Peter towards the end. I know that I've seen a lot of people say, wow, didn't really know this side of Rachel, but hey, the end, so I guess we now know.
Yeah, so then Brian comes out and Chris Harrison asks the same questions all the time.
Marriage, housing, kids.
How's that all gonna go?
Yeah.
And she's like, we're gonna live together, but we're just gonna take it slow and wait. Get to know each other. So basically, and if you watch any of the interviews that she does afterwards, they're like, there's a clip for their People interview, and she's talking about how she knew she was going to send Peter home and that Brian was the one, and but to me it just seemed like if Peter wasn't going to say, here's the ring, then it was going to be Brian.
Yeah, we had also seen a couple interviews where she looks pretty obsessed with her ring, so I feel like she got what she wanted out of it, and now she's engaged. So there you go. She found somebody to give her a ring.
This has been kind of a disappointing series this season.
It was
for us.
slowly more disappointing as
Yeah,
it
we
went
were
on.
so excited she was the Bachelorette, and it just kind of got a little... I mean, good for her if she's in love with him and they're happy.
Yeah, just personal opinion, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's really all that matters, is that she's happy. But to us, it kind of seemed like Peter was the better fit.
And that she wanted more of an engagement over a good relationship.
Yeah, because she wanted the exact same thing Peter did, but she wanted that ring, basically. Right. Because that's all that engagement was, I mean, because they're going to do everything that Peter wanted to do, but she wanted that ring first.
Right.
So
that was the end of season 13 of The Bachelorette. Kind of disappointing. Hopefully Bachelor in Paradise will be awesome. We will be doing weekly videos on that. And that's it for today.
hope you guys enjoyed this episode and the episodes before.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for watching our videos. Give it a like, subscribe, share it.
And see you next time.
Yeah, come back. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.